Now.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm glad you're on tonight. I'm Sue Barnes, and I am a Gold Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. Suzanne has been sweet enough to ask me to come on tonight and share with you a little bit about my story, and then some information that we shared today at breakfast about having a successful garage sale business, which I've kind of got it down to a little bit of an art, and so I thought you guys might enjoy hearing about that. So my story, real quick, I'll try to do it in a nutshell. I've been with Plexus Worldwide since January of 2015, and my reason for coming to Plexus was not for weight loss initially. I had experienced I was in great deep depression. I had experienced the sudden death of 3 brothers and my best friend inside of a 1.5 years period. And inside that 1.5 years period, I had 3 major surgeries. I had both of my shoulders totally replaced. And then I had another surgery. So I was kind of at the bottom of the bucket emotionally, and I was really struggling with what to do, and had been praying that the Lord would bring something my way that would help pull me out of this. And like I said, I wasn't even thinking of weight loss at the time. I just wanted to feel better. So a friend of mine was posting on Facebook about this Plexus stuff, and at that point I didn't feel like I had anything to lose at all. I just needed to feel better. So I called her and asked her if she would meet me for a cup of coffee. Her name is Kathy Carson, and she is directly under Christine Weir. And she didn't push anything on me. She just shared with me. And so like I said, I had that attitude of I don't have anything to lose. And so I joined Plexus, and I joined as an ambassador because, like most people, I wanted to get the biggest discount that I could get. And the next thing I knew, I was feeling better and had a business. Kind of like we call that accidental business, because I was just telling people how much better I felt, and they kind of knew what my story and what I'd gone through. Fast forward, I'm just on the cusp of senior gold, and I just lost my 30th pound, and so you'll never convince me, anybody, excuse me, I have a hangnail. Nobody will ever convince me. I'm real, Suzanne, so what you see is what you get. Nobody will ever convince me that these products have not turned around everything for me. So my story in a nutshell. And I love Plexus. I love the people. Just a side note to that, my husband, who's on here, Stephen Barnes, is a 36-year family practice physician, and wanted nothing to do with it for the first 7 months that I was on it. Thought it was hocus pocus malarkey, and I was able to get him some studies and some great information on it. And as soon as he was convinced by those studies, he climbed on board. He's now an ambassador, and he endorses the products 100% as a physician. So that's just kind of an added good thing. So let's jump right into what I want to share with you tonight. We're going to talk about how to have a successful garage sale business. I will tell you right from the very start that garage sales are not for the faint of heart, but I don't want that to discourage you from going ahead and giving it a whirl, because garage sales, and I know Angela does them, I know Suzanne does them, and garage sales can really build your business. And you meet some really great people, and will form some wonderful relationships. When I say it's not for the faint of heart, the reason I say that is it does take your time, and it does take pretty good record keeping skills. So I'm going to share with you kind of what I do for my garage sale posting. The first thing you need to do is, of course, is find the garage sales. How do I find the garage sales? Well, you can use whatever method works for you, but what worked for me was, first of all, most garage sales have rules that you have to follow. And you can get real mired down and bogged down in trying to figure out if they're going to allow you to post successfully your business on their site. So what I did, and like I say, everything I tell you tonight is just what I do, and you can pull bits and pieces if you need to. But I went and did a Google search, and I typed in garage, no rules, garage sale sites. No rules garage sale sites, because I wanted to be on garage sales that were open and had no rules, that I didn't even want to worry about whether I was going to get kicked off the site or not. And then once you type that in, you click on groups, and it will pull up a bunch of groups that are no rules garage sale sites. And then what I did was I went to those, I looked for the sites that had more than, I'll give you an easy number, more than 2,500 members. I didn't want to get on a garage sale site that had 50 members. My time is precious, your time is precious, and you don't want to waste it on a site that's not going to get you out amongst a lot of people. So I looked for sites that had more than 2,500 people. Once I looked at that, once I chose that site, I went in there and I looked, and I did a search on that site for Plexus to see if it was saturated with Plexus ambassadors. Now, let me tell you, it really doesn't matter if it is, because we all post differently and we all do things differently. But if I got on one that seemed to have just an abundance of Plexus, because there's so many no rules garage sale sites, I probably backed out of that one. Okay, but I went in and requested that I be added to. I think right now I'm on 14. I mean, there's an innumerable number out there, but once you have requested to be added to these garage sale sites, then of course you'll get notification as they add you. So-and-so has accepted you onto this site. Once you've been accepted to the site, then you need to take a piece of paper, one piece of paper for each site that you're accepted to, and write it down on a piece of paper. I keep a 3-ring binder, and the reason I do a separate sheet for each garage sale site is because I'm going to keep records on there. Okay, so I want something under each garage sale. I want a separate paper for each garage sale site. Make sure on that piece of paper, that you write down the garage sale site title exactly as it is on Facebook, because some of them are very similar, and if it's got an underscore or whatever, you're going to want to get that right, because when you go to it, you want to make sure you get to the right one that you've been approved in. Okay, so here you are, you're off. You've joined some garage sale sites. Say you've got 5 or 6 and you've written them down on each, given them each your own individual piece of paper. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to go to those garage sale sites and you're going to make your first post. You have 2 options on doing this, and I really haven't decided which one is better and which one is worse. I think they're both okay. You can either click on start a discussion if you want to, and do just that. You're not filling in a little form with prices and things like that. You're just basically starting a discussion. Or you can actually set it up like you're going to sell something. And in, what are you selling? You can write, I'll tell you here in a minute what I actually say, but you can put down 10 free samples with exclamation points. And then in the next part, it tells you how much it's selling for. Well, I just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because it doesn't matter what it's selling for. You can't put free. They won't let you put free in there. You've got to put some kind of a number in there. Anybody that's familiar with garage sale sites that sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 knows that this is something other than what it seems to be. So you can do it either way you want. Then you put in your description, what you're trying to get the attention for, and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so you can do it either way. You can do it as a discussion. You can do it as an actual item for sale. It's completely up to you. I tend to think that you reach more people when you make it an item for sale than you do with a discussion, but I don't have anything to back that up. That's just my opinion. Okay. So you've decided that you're gonna post on a garage sale, and you've decided whether or not you're gonna make it a discussion or whether or not you're gonna make it an actual sales site. The first thing you're gonna do is make your first post, and this is where you have to make another decision. Am I gonna post about the products, or am I gonna post about the opportunity? You can post about both. But the best thing to do in these sites is to keep it short and simple. So I suggest you do one or the other. I have had far more hits, believe it or not, talking about the opportunity than I have about the products. It just depends on which route you want to go. I suggest you do them both and see which one gets you more hits. If I'm promoting the product, which would be Slim, because that's the most common one to promote on garage sale sites, I always say that I'm giving away 10 free samples. And I capitalize 10 free samples, okay? Because free just automatically gets people. People want stuff for free, okay? And then I'll put, you know, weight loss, increased energy, improved health, all natural. You can, you know, describe it any way you want. And then the last thing I say is comment me, capital M, capital E, if interested. And that's it, and it goes out there. If I'm talking about the opportunity, I put up something like, could an extra $200 to question mark a month improve your life? I'll just tell you exactly what I put. Could an extra $200 a month improve your life, help you breathe a little easier, or fall asleep without worry? Then we really need to chat. I replaced my JOB for only $34.95, and my office can be anywhere I choose. Comment me for more information. That's the one that got me so many hits that I got flustered because people were getting upset with me because they didn't think I was getting back to them fast enough, and I was just deluged with people commenting me. I do want to tell you, so you throw that up there, okay? Then your work starts, and theirs does too, actually. But be prepared for some hits on these things, and be prepared to get to work. After they comment me, they come back to you and they say, it says me, and you've got all these little people saying me. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to make a contact with them under their me comment. You're not going to comment to the whole thread. You're going to comment to their reply to their comment. So only they, you know, so they can see it. Well, everybody can see it, but it's a reply personally to them. And you're going to tell them that you're sending them a private message. And I just type in there, sending you a PM. Most people know what a PM is. And then I say, be sure and check your other folder because we're not Facebook friends yet. And if I'm sending them a private message, chances are that message is going to fall into their other folder, and they're going to miss it. And you don't want them to miss it. So you always say that, and that's all you do. That's the only way you respond to all these people. It has been taught to me that the people that respond to your posts need to work for what you're going to give them, so that you can weed out those that are just looking for something fast and free. So when you send them the private message, this is what your private message is going to say. So you have said, they've responded, you've said, I'm sending you a private message, and then you go right in and you do this private message to them. And this private message says something to the effect of, thank you for responding to my garage sale post. I'm thrilled that you're interested. Please send me a Facebook friend request so that I can more freely communicate with you. That's it. That's all you're doing is asking for a friend request. When they send you the friend request, you're going to go to, and this is being recorded so you all will have these step-by-steps, but when they send you that friend request, they've had to do something. They've had to jump through a hoop, and you've weeded them out because they're willing to do something. You go to the sheet of paper that you have that particular garage sale site written on, and you write their name on there. And all that means is I want them to send me a friend request. So you've got their name there. Because if somebody sends you a friend request and you haven't written that down somewhere, you're going to go, I don't know what garage sale post this was off of. I can't find this person. I don't know if it was a product post or if it was a business post. So this is where we get into being really important that you keep good records. So you just write their name under whatever garage sale site you got the comment from, okay? When they send you a friend request, you write it down there that you've got it, and where their name is, you write accepted friend request on Facebook, and then you're going to send them another message. You're going to send them a second contact via private message that says, thank you for accepting my friend request. Always be gracious and thankful when you talk to these people. I'm sending you a short video for you to watch at your convenience. When you finished watching it, please respond with one thing that stuck out in your mind for you. Then just send me your mailing address and I'll put your sample and your information in the mail. Thanks so much. So you've made them do another thing. Okay, I've got to watch this video. So by the time you're actually getting ready to take action and send them this information, they've already done one thing. They've sent you a friend request. And the second thing is they've watched a video. And that's really important because it gives them a little bit of idea of where you're headed with this. If they get halfway through the video and you don't hear back from them and they don't respond, we'll talk about that in a few minutes, okay? But this is what you're doing. What video to send them? I'm not going to do all the work for you guys. Personally, I have several that I like that I kind of pick and choose from. I just kind of go back and forth. Ame Darling has a new one that she just did that is on the Triplex and the Opportunity. It's a 7-minute video. It's a very good video. I send that one out. But I kind of have a new favorite, and that's the Glimpse of Plexus that Suzanne and Christine and everybody just did too. So if you find a video that you think is one that, you know, that will resonate with whoever you're sending it out to, go ahead and send it. I like to send one that talks about both the product and the opportunity. I like to hit both nails on the head. So you're sending them this video, you're asking them to respond with one thing back to you, and then you move on to the next portion of this. Say they, okay, so if you get, I have a couple different scenarios here. Hang on here. When they respond at the time you're getting ready to respond with this video, and they send you, and they watch the video and they send you back their takeaway and they send you their mailing address, at that point you take an index card and you fill out an index card because you've got everything you need at that point. Now you've got their first and last name, you've got their address, you can make a note on there that you're Facebook friends, you can make a note of the date that you sent the first contact to them, and then from there on you can start writing things down when you mailed the sample, and you'll use that card for follow-up. Don't waste your time on making an index card out for them until they have responded to you with a Facebook friendship and the tip that they got from the video. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time, and we don't waste time at Plexus. We've got other things to be doing. So once you get that, then you make out your index card. I follow up in 1 week if they've responded, and I'm talking about people that are responding right now. I make a follow-up in about 1 week, and the only thing I say on that follow-up private message is, did you get the information I sent you? That's all I say.
Oh my God.
Short and sweet.
Hang on, let me mute everybody and unmute you again, okay?
Point with your mom and dad.
Somebody's having a conversation. Okay, you're unmuted again.
Okay, so once they've jumped through their hoops and everything, that's the point you make out the index card. In 1 week, you follow up with a PM that says, did you get the information I sent you? This is where the crickets will start to click in, where you won't be hearing from people back, because this is where you get the people that are really interested or they're not interested at all. Okay, oh, that was Plexus. I knew it, you know, and they'll just, you know, write you off. If you don't get a reply and after a week, I send them another follow-up. And I use a different take on it. I said, I haven't heard back, and I really want to make sure the mail didn't get mixed up. So you see, I'm taking another tack. I'm saying, oh, I hope the mailman got this stuff to you because it's an important package. Did you receive the info and the sample that I sent? Now you've got 2 places to go. Still no reply. This is the 3rd time that you've private messaged them. And for me, this will be my final, because like I said, we at Plexus that work for Plexus work hard, and we're not going to spend our time on people that are not interested. So if they still haven't replied, this is what I write. Since I've not heard back from you, and the last thing I want to do is bug you to death, I'm going to remove you from my list and move on to the next person in line. If at some point you change your mind, feel free to contact me. And Suzanne and I were talking about this today. What's that guy's name? Heilig?
Bob Heilig.
Bob Heilig did a video recently about follow-up.
I have it right here on my computer.
It was fantastic. And what he does is this. The reason he uses the wording, I'm going to take you off my list and I'm going to move on to the next person, is because for several reasons. First of all, that person thinks, oh my gosh, I'm on a list. I must be important. Second of all, oh no, she's going to take me off the list. Nobody takes me off the list without my permission. And third of all, she's moving on to the next person without me.
Mm-hmm.
There must be something really valuable or important in this. So you're going to get one of two responses. You're going to either get that, and that person's going to say, whoa, wait a minute. I want to know what this is about. Or they're going to think, I'm out of that. And your job at that point is done. You can take your little index card, you can write on their final PM, and you can file it away. Don't throw it away because they may come back, but file it away somewhere under, I put them under what I call dead garage sale people. You know, you can call it whatever you want, but put it away.
Sue?
Yes.
Hold on to that thought. Would you say that that would be a useful contact to maybe message the next time a big corporate special came out?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. This is why you keep these cards, is because we're always coming up with something. And another thing that you can use it for down the line is, I'm just getting back to you because I know you're not interested, but I thought maybe you knew someone that was. So you can use it as a referral too, if you want to see if they know of somebody that is interested in it, you know, referral type. So absolutely, that's why I say do not get rid of those cards, because those are still contacts. You have had contact with that person.
Plus, aren't they Facebook friends with you?
Yes, and I stay Facebook friends with them. So see, they don't, unless they unfollow me, they're going to continue to see my feed and what I'm putting up there. Right. So that's why they say, you know, and Suzanne and you guys know this, people are watching, and it may be a year from now and that garage sale person decides to get I've tried everything else, I'm ready. So keep those cards, because then you have information. You can pull that card and go, oh, are you still living in wherever? And they're go, God, this lady remembers me. So keep those cards. If you get a positive reply, if somebody says, yeah, you know what, I did get the stuff, and you'll get all kinds of different things. You'll get, I got it, but I haven't had time to try it. Or, you know, I got it and the dog ate it. I mean, you're going to hear all kinds of things, okay? But if you get somebody that says, I got it, but I haven't had the opportunity to try it yet, that's still a hot hit. And so you just shoot it back and say, hey, no rush. Don't want to rush. You just want to make sure it arrived. I'll catch up with you in a few days. And you write that down on your index card and you file it away, okay, for recall. If they say, yeah, I took it and I kind of liked it, can we, you know, and that's all they say, yeah, I drank it. Your word back to them is, great. What sort of questions do you have for me? You don't say, do you have any questions? Because that requires a yes/no answer, and you'll lose them just like that. You want to ask a question that they have to come back with some words rather than yes or no. So, great, I'm so glad you tried it. Did you like it? What sort of questions do you have for me? And you shoot that off. Then, if you don't hear from them, you can say, I never got any questions from you, and I know you're interested. How can I help? Open-ended question again, okay? So at that point, it's up to your discretion how long you want to attempt to keep this line open. I think we all get kind of a good feel for where something is going. So I'm not going to tell you cut and dried after 3 or 4 attempts, let it go. I'm going to, because if you've had a positive response, then maybe you want to work it a little bit harder or in a little different way. even actually strike up a conversation. Are you more interested in the products, or is it the opportunity you're leaning towards? And get that conversation going with them. Okay. I think it's important that you let them know that if they're interested, that you are going to be their biggest cheerleader, that they're not alone in this whatever it is, whether it's opportunity or products. You're going to be there, and you're going to be with them every step of the way. I call myself a plexus coach to my people, because the idea of them having a coach appeals to them, particularly if they're looking at weight loss. So that's where you're at as far as your posting goes on Facebook. The other thing I want to share with you is, because probably the next question is, what do you send to them? They say to you, okay, I'm interested. I want you to send me information. And they've given you their address and all that sort of stuff. I send information on the product and the opportunity to everybody, because I don't like to present the products without the opportunity. That's just the way I'm bent. And I think you're very smart too. And I'm going to show you here in just a second, I've got it right here, what I send to these people. The envelope that I send to them is an 8x11, like a manila envelope. And because it's flat because the only thing that's giving it any thickness is one envelope of slim. So it's flat. And at the post office, they have this little thing that they slide the envelope through. And if the envelope will go through this little cutout box, then it's considered a flat. And these things for me go for about $1.30 each in the mail. That's pretty cheap mail. That's pretty inexpensive mail.
Right.
Everything that I put in it, all told, what I put in it, I'm probably spending $5 to $6 per person to send these out. That's up to you. You can do it as expensively or as inexpensively as you want to. You can do as simple as stapling a deal of slim to your business card and putting it in a business envelope and sending it out. I'm not saying you have to spend a lot of money. I'm saying this is what I do. So with that being said, I'm going to show you what I send. I'm going to try to do this so you can see. I just use an 8x11 manila envelope. I use self-sealing because I don't like licking envelopes. It's just my thing. Make sure you have some nice return address labels. Mine have my picture on it. I want to really stress the importance of professionalism here. Make it look as professional as you possibly can, because we're a business and we're a legitimate business, and we want to come across as that with people. Absolutely. So make it look as professional as you can. I put inside that manila envelope, I use, you guys can't see this, but I use a clear plastic envelope that is self-sealing. You peel the little thing off, close it down, and this whole thing goes into, and I'll show you what all is in here in a second, into that manila envelope. There's a very clear reason why I do this. First of all, when they open the envelope that's manila and they open it up like this, everything doesn't fall out all over the floor. What comes out is this nice little package, and it looks like a gift. It's nicely put together, and it's a mind thing. Everybody loves the concept of opening a gift. Boy, she put together this nice package for me. This is really great. Once again, it's professional. It looks like time was taken. Like, this person is important. I took the time to put together something really, really professional. Okay. So once they open it, what's in here? Well, you can put anything you want in it, but I'm going to show you what I put in it, because I've kind of got it down to an art. And so I'm just going to kind of show you what I got. First of all, and most importantly, is your business card. I like to put 2 business cards in, because that is one for them and one for them to give to somebody else. So when I give somebody a business card of mine, I always give them 2. It's just, I was taught that a long time ago in another MLM, and so everybody gets 2 business cards, because that way there's another one that's going to land somewhere. So they get a business card. Second thing they get is this, and you don't, like I say, you don't have to go this fancy if you don't want to, but these are slim sample cards. Slim sample cards can be purchased. There's millions of them out there. You can go on Etsy and do a slim sample card search. There's just a lot of places you can get them. I like them. The ones I use have got the nutritional stuff on it. It's got this little square that you can, I can't remember what they call that. Suzanne, do you know what they call that thing?
I forget, like a
I
UPC
forget
thing.
too.
I don't
But you
know.
can scan it with your phone, and if you scan it with your phone, if you have the scanner, it takes you to Plexus Worldwide. Okay, it doesn't take you directly to my site, but it takes you to Plexus Worldwide, and then it's got information about the pink drink. And then I use sticky dots. You can buy them at any of the stores. They're just a little round. They come on a roll. And that's what I attach this to. If you don't have sticky dots, take a piece of tape and turn it on itself and stick it to there. Or glue it down. It doesn't matter.
Mhm.
You don't have to be expensive about it. I just do it because it's fast and easy. So they get their pink drink. Now, getting their pink drink is not enough for me. I actually send them detailed instructions on how to take their pink drink. And I know, guys, but you gotta, not everybody, some people are missing a French fry. So you gotta be real clear on stuff. You know, you gotta be real clear. And mine just says this: single sample instructions, and it's on a half sheet, and I printed it off on my printer. Just mix your Plexus Slim powder sample in 8 to 12 ounces of water, shake and drink 30 minutes before your breakfast. It's that simple. Understand that this is a 1-day sample, and weight loss, health changes take more than 1 day. But enjoy the delicious taste. Drink half your body weight in ounces of water on the day you try it. You may experience a new abundance of energy. Slim is all natural, plant-based, no chemicals, nothing artificial. Take some time to read the enclosed information, and then let's visit. I'd love to take the Plexus journey with you and help you on your road to renewed health and wellness. So that just kind of tells them in a nutshell how to take it. And I know what you're thinking. Doesn't anybody know? Everybody knows what you know, those little things are for. No, not everybody. So don't assume anything.
Hey, Sue?
Yes.
Can I interrupt you? A really good place to find the slim cards as well that I got. I think I got like 500 of them, and I can't remember how much, but if you go to myplexusprint.com, you can actually have them printed up with all of your name, address, your Facebook account, your email, your ambassador ID, your phone number, all that stuff will be on there, and you can put the slim on there as well. It gives them instructions on how to take it. But obviously, I think having the half sheet is an amazing idea. And also, you get free shipping at myplexusprint.com too. But those are cute. I like those.
Uh-oh. Something happened to my computer. I can't see myself now. Hang on here. Hang on. I got to go down to my Zoom and bring you back up. I lost my face there. Okay, so the other thing is anything that you put into or give out or put in a package to send, make sure if it doesn't have your information pre-printed on it, make sure you've got labels and you label everything that you give away, because it doesn't do you any good if they don't know how to contact you. So make sure you have those labels printed up. Like mine here, I put a label on here. I'll have a label going on this one. The next thing I send them is a Plexus product brochure, and this is a trifold brochure of all of our Plexus products. It has the new edge on there and has edge on there and the new block and all that stuff. I get those from www.alamoplexus.com. Now, let me jump in here and say, at the close of this broadcast, if any of you guys want copies of anything from me that I talk about today, if you will private message me, first send me a Facebook friend request, and then private message me your email address, and I will email you the files that I'm going to show you tonight. Okay, so don't think that you're taking all this in and you're not going to remember any of it. Plus, you'll have it on video.
I'm going to save you all the trouble because you'll be emailing 1,000 people that watch.
Okay.
Trust me, this is going on my YouTube, and I can't tell you how many people will start emailing you. Okay. So you'll send it to me.
All right.
And then I will make sure that my team gets it, okay? Okay,
so let me back up. Suzanne tells me that I can't receive your emails because there's going to be too many of them. So I will send all of this information to Suzanne, and she'll get it to you via your team page or however she decides she wants to do that. So, okay, so you've given them a product brochure Got your information on the back. Like I said, always, always, always have your contact information. The next thing I do is I include a business brochure. This is something that I'm really excited about, you guys. And this one is from Ginger's Plexus Compliant Printing. And we'll make sure that you get the, oh, there's Mary.
Hey,
and I know each other.
Mary.
Let me tell you why I'm excited about this brochure. This is the most thorough business brochure that I have seen in a long, long time. It also is a trifold, but it's more than that. It has on it basics, how we get paid, information about the company, talks about pay points, talks about everything, you guys. But the thing that is so cool about this.
Wait till you see this, guys. Oh my gosh, get ready. Ah!
This is a complete guide on how to join Plexus on the computer.
Woo!
Step by step, by step, by step, all the way to the finish on how to join Plexus as an ambassador via your home computer or wherever you're at.
Isn't
when
that
I saw
cool?
this, I nearly had a coronary.
No kidding.
Because of sitting here walking people through this ambassador sign-up process. This has the ambassador sign-up process instructions in it in picture form, where to click, where to go. So Suzanne will also be giving you the information on how to get a hold of this. Also, once again, make sure you put your information on there so that they know what, how to get a hold of you.
Yes.
The next thing I include is basically what I call a cover page. It's just saying thank you for, your interest in Plexus products. It talks a little bit about the Plexus company, a little background on it, about how Slim was formulated, and that sort of thing. So I will also send this to Suzanne. I've got a graphic on here with my name and all that sort of stuff. So this is one that you would personalize for yourself. You have to do yourself. But the gist of it, you'll see the gist of what's on here. So I'll make sure Suzanne gets that too.
Thank you, Sue.
And then the next thing I send, and I will send this to Suzanne, is something that I think is really neat. It's a paper that tells them about the epidemic of obesity, about it being an epidemic. It has stats on there about who's overweight. And then it says 10 reasons to try Plexus products. And I got this off of a site, but I kind of changed it up because they didn't say that the best reason to try Plexus products was so that you could have your own business. So I interjected that in there too. It talks about the 60-day money-back guarantee. It talks about Plexus's core beliefs: be trustworthy, be honest, be reliable, be responsible. And then it has my website and everything down there. I will get this to Suzanne, okay? The next thing I send is probably the most important thing I think that goes in the whole packet. And if you don't have one of these, you need to do it. This is my Plexus testimony in written form.
Awesome.
And the reason this is so important is because you guys as Plexus ambassadors know how important that we are in a relationship business. And in order to have a successful relationship with these people and care about them the way they need to be cared about, we need to get personal with them. So I send my personal testimony so that they can read it, and I keep doing this. They can read it, and they're automatically thinking to themselves, this is a real person. She has issues. She's got, just like I do, she's just a real human being that stumbles when she gets out of bed every morning, and, same as me. So it's really, really important. If you have not done your testimony in written style, then I would really encourage you, because you'll use that. I use that a lot of times on a copy and paste. If I hear from somebody that wants information, I'll say, well, here's my testimony. Read my testimony. Tell me what you think. So get your testimony, get it written down, and get it in your files so that you have it and you can go back to it. Keep it updated, as things change, but keep your testimony out there. The next thing I send them is the 3 different ways to order Plexus, as retail, as a preferred customer, and then in wholesale it's in red and it's in big letters, because that's what I want them to see. Yeah, you can get it retail, and it gives a little ditty about it. Yeah, you can get it preferred. Then it says wholesale. okay? And mine has to be changed up because mine says the best way, only $19.95 through October 15th, which was a special I was running. So I've got to change that date. You can do whatever you want, but it tells them the 3 different ways that they can get by. And then I say, however you decide to order, I'm just a phone call away to help you with the process. Once again, I'm telling them, I'm here for you. My phone's right here. Just ring-a-ding me. We can get this. I see my grandson. Oh, I have to blow a kiss. Oh, there's my other one. Kisses for my grandsons, for Isaac and Carter, my boys. I'm sorry, that's a Grammy thing, you guys. You just have to bear with me. And then the final thing I send, I want to get some specific information into their hands about what I believe is the cornerstone of Plexus products. And so if you are not a member of Plexus Power Tools, talk to Suzanne, because that will be the best $10 a year you will ever spend. And I send them, this is the information sheet. It's 3 pages, I think, maybe 4. 4 pages. I do it double-side print, so I'm not using a lot of paper. And that is the triplex combo, because that's going to give them some really, there's a lot of people out there that like that, they want to know the ingredients, they want to know the science behind it, they want that stuff. My husband is one of those. So I send them some information on the triplex combo. Now if they have communicated to me an extra need, say if I know they're looking for weight loss, then I may include a block sheet, a block information sheet, because that kind of leans toward where their need is at. Okay, but make sure that what you're sending them is not so heavy that they're not going to get through it all. That's not a lot of stuff there. That's just some simple stuff. The rest of the stuff can be discussed after you get through this and they decide that they're really interested in this. That's when your private messaging should stop, and that's when your voice should start talking. That's when you should start saying, you know what, I'd love to have a conversation with you. Do you mind sending me your phone number? I'd love to give you a call. Mm-hmm. And I know, a lot of people don't like to talk on the phone anymore. You know, where everything is done via text, and I'm guilty as everybody else. But there's something about somebody being able to hear your voice, because you can express I care through your voice. You can't express I care through a text, no matter what, no matter how many hearts you put on it, no how many smiley faces you put on it. Mm-hmm. You can doll it up all you want. Once you have somebody that you know is really interested and is really wanting to jump onto this, that's when you go for the phone number. That's when you get on the phone with them, and that's when the relationship really, really takes hold, because that's where your responsibility comes in to move this from a garage sale contact to a Plexus friend. And that's where we want to go with this. You know, we want these people to be successful with this and understand the legitimacy of what we do and our desire to help people and where our heart really is. So that is my garage sale gig in a nutshell.
Hey, Sue?
Yes.
Question for you. By the way, guys, you have a question for her? Type it up in the question comment thing. Just type them in, okay? My question for you is this. On average, once somebody has friended you on Facebook, watched the video, given you their takeaway and their address, and you have mailed out your packet, on average, how many people, A, join you, B, I mean, if you can just like give me a ballpark, A, join you, B, at least keep the communication open with you. Those are the types of things I want to know. I mean, like, okay, what's your success rate on all that? Also, the third question, is how much does that packet fully cost with your little packet of Slim, your envelope, and all that goes together? Okay, so 3 questions. Okay, first of all, we're talking $5 to $6 per envelope. And like I said, you can make it smaller if you want to. But mine is pretty much the basic.
And with everything, you figure the cost of the envelope, the cost of the ink to print the stuff out. Our Slim costs us $2.34 a sleeve. The cost of the cards that it goes on and all of that stuff. I'm probably in it for about $5, including postage. Now, if I send out 30 of those, and that's not unheard of, because matter of fact, I haven't posted in like a week, because I know that when I do, I'm going to get deluged again, and I've been busy. But once I get those out, say 30 of them, how many people are going to bite, so to speak? I will probably get bites from half of them. And by bites, I mean they'll respond to my private messages after they've got their packet, okay? As far as how many will grab onto these products and either come on as customers or ambassadors, out of those 30, maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4.
But you get 2, 3, or 4.
I don't want you to feel defeated by this, because it's really up to you. Because once you've got them where they're letting you have this ongoing conversation with them, the responsibility falls to you to keep that relationship going.
Correct.
To whatever end it's going to go to. So if they have responded positively, you should be able to see this through, if you know your stuff, to a good conclusion, which means them taking advantage of the products or the business, whichever they're really looking for. So 4 at the top, more like 2 or 3 probably, but it's up to you to keep those lines of communication going with this person when they're open, and that's not something that's turned you off.
Correct. So I guess let me just summarize what you just said, and let's see what you have to say about this. Your ability to sponsor them is based on your ability to communicate once the packet is sent out and the communication starts. In other words, if you just think that you're going to get them to watch a video, give you their address, send a packet out, ask them a couple of questions, and they're going to just click on your website and join, that's too cut and dried, right, Sue?
Absolutely.
So don't you think that skill level and being able to connect with them, love on them, get on the phone? So you want to expand on that?
Yes, absolutely. You have got to form a relationship with this person, and you've got to find a way to get them to open up to you about their needs, about what they're looking for. You'll find that, like, I'll give you an example. I have one girl that I'm in the process of developing a relationship with, who is a garage sale post. She just started sharing with me. She's got 125 pounds to lose, and she's sick, and she's sad, and she's unhappy. Well, that gives me a lot of place to go with her as far as developing a relationship with her. So you've got to grab onto these little bits of information that these people give you and start nurturing that relationship. That relationship will live or die based on what you feed into it, not them. You don't send these packets out and just go, okay, I've done my job. Because I can tell you what's going to happen if you send those packets out and you don't do anything. Nothing's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. Nothing. Okay? There's something else I want to touch on, Suzanne, and I meant to do it earlier and it skipped my mind. When you put these posts up on Facebook, get yourself a thick skin, because this is what's going to happen. You're going to have people comment on there, this is a scam. Another comment that I had, this lady just wants your personal information. So you're going to have all kinds of naysayers up there, and this is what I want you to do with them. Nothing. Do not respond to them. Do not give them the time of day. And the reason is, we all know what happens when we entertain a negative comment on Facebook. It starts this big, long row with 50,000 people, everybody giving their opinion, and suddenly you're going, we're not even talking about my heart and the reason I'm doing this to begin with, okay? So when you get those negative comments on your post, just pass them by, just as if they're not even there. Don't even give them the time of day. The only people you want to entertain are the ones that you get positive requests from. So develop a thick skin. You're never going to see these people. This is on Facebook. They're not coming for you. You know, I mean, it's just we take everything so personally is what I'm saying. So don't take it personally. Just let it go. This is just somebody that's got better time on their hands, you know, to make you miserable. It's like when Chris McCall does his periscopes and he gets a naysayer on there. He's like, bye-bye, you know, it doesn't make any difference. So anyway, get a thick skin because you'll need it. Because
let me ask you another question. So you said that you can send them the little packet that's cost you $5, or you can just send them a stick of Slim with your business card, right?
Yeah, you certainly can. You know, you can take these. Let me grab this here. These brochures that I was showing you will go into a legal size envelope. You know, I'm talking about when I say legal size, the long envelopes. You can stick that in there and your business card and a stick of Slim with a little instruction on how to take it and send it out. And that can go for a price of a stamp. You know, I mean, that's, you know, so I don't want you to think that you have to be all fancy the way I'm doing it. This is just something that I put together because I've got to the point where I can do that. Right. But I don't want to discourage anybody from reaching out this way because it can be done on an absolute shoestring.
Right.
Absolute shoestring.
Okay, awesome. So that's great to know that you don't have to make it, but it's a really cool thing if you can do what she's doing and present it that way. You have this presentation. If you can afford to send out $5 a packet, then do it. If you can't, remember you're going to pay for the postage, you're going to pay for the envelope, you're going to pay for a brochure and a stick of Slim and, you know, your business card. So, I mean, ultimately you're going to spend $3.50 to $4, right?
Yeah. And realize that by the time you've gotten to this point, these are people that by this point know it's Plexus because they've watched a video. So you've worked through some things with these people. It's not like I'm sending out a stick of Plexus to people I don't know, you know?
Right.
And I will get friend requests from people before they've watched the video. And I do not accept that friend request until I hear from them their takeaway. And I can even private message them again and say, you know what, I got your friend request and I'm really grateful, but I never heard your takeaway from the video. And you'll get some spam friend requests. I mean, guys that are single that have no friends, that, you know, that just these red alarms go off, you know. So you have to be smart about it. But the biggest thing I stress the most in all of this is the good record keeping. I know it sounds, right now you're thinking, this is too much, I'm not going to do this, this is overwhelming. It's really not. Once you set up the system, it's really not. I mean, I'm praying for Suzanne because she's getting ready to set up a file system that's going to you know, I mean, but you will find in a business like this, we have got to have good systems.
We do.
Or else nothing's going to work because we're just
a house of cards. It's getting ready to crumble.
Yeah, you're just throwing cards in the air.
And so let me just see if you agree with me on this. I mean, think about it when you post about the business. And by the way, I see a question. We're going to ask it here in a minute. I think Kelly Bruce just asked a question. So when you have a business post and you have 30 people that are asking and or no, maybe 50, but 30 packets are going to go out. That means you have 30 brand new friends, 30 index cards in your file. That's 30 people that have watched a video, 30 people that know about Plexus that are going to watch you on your Facebook feed as you post 4 times a day, and you let them know all about gut health and about the business opportunity and the lifestyle and the culture of your team. And don't you think that that is just incredible? Like, all those people are now on the fence, so to speak, right, Sue?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's an incredible thing to watch. And this is why I say it's not for the faint of heart, because you may make your first garage sale post. Oh, this is another thing that I'll chase for just a second here. The timing of your garage sale posts is important too. Your garage sale posts are best made after 4 o'clock in the afternoon because people get home from work and they start perusing the garage sale posts. So,
Oh,
but what I want to tell you is this: you may make a garage sale post at 8 o'clock at night and wake up to 50 responses in the morning. And one of the things, and it just, your head just about blows up. You know, you're just, you almost think, I can't do this, I can't do this. But let me tell you, it's okay to go on that thread and say, please be patient with me. I've had so many responses, and I promise I will get to each of you. Because I had some people come on and say, I haven't heard back from her yet. This has got to be a scam. Well, I haven't heard from her either. So one thing I learned from that was to go onto that thread and just say, not a scam, guys. I'm here. I've had so many responses. I'm working through you one at a time, and I promise I will get to you. And that settles that down. And they're not going, oh, well, maybe it's not a scam. You know, I mean, she's going to get to me. So there's ways to get around that too. So just, you know, once you post, it depends, you know, it's really crazy. It just depends on the garage sale site, and it depends on what you post.
Mm-hmm.
But that day that I got, I don't know, it was like 50 responses. You can look at it two ways. You can get upset and think, I can't do this. Or you can say, oh my Lord, thank you for this, a blessing. I got 50 people I get to reach out to about these products. So it's all in how you look at it, and just and I'll tell you this, is I've been in management, retail and management all my life. One customer at a time. Just take them one at a time. Don't think about the next one in line. Just concentrate on that one person, get them set up in your system, get them contacted, then move on to the next one. And eventually you're going to work through all that. And you'll probably come to a point where you're like me. You say, okay, I'm going to break for a week because I've got to take my breath, and I have team members and customers and other people that I'm reaching out to besides garage sale posts. So you'll pace yourself on this. It's not something that you're going to just go headstrong into and do for the rest of your Plexus career, because it takes fortitude.
I have some more questions, but I'm going to let Kelly ask her question first. And okay, so she says, when you ask somebody to send you a friend request and they do you check out their Facebook profile page before going any farther? Or do you just do the weeding out with asking them to do some work for you?
I absolutely, Kelly, that's a great question, and I'm glad you brought that up. I absolutely go to their Facebook page and check them out. Number one, I'm a woman, and I need to be cautious, and I need to be smart about the people that I connect with. And in this day and age of social media, we all need to be smart. So if I go to a page of somebody that has sent me a friend request, this is what I look for. Number one, how many friends do they have? Number two, are all those friends women? And number three, do I know any of those people? And typically I won't know any of them. But there's a red flag that goes up if they have no history, they don't have any posts on their site. I see there's just something in you that knows that this is a stalker, you know, and they're just, you know, a troller or whatever you want to call it. So I am exclusive about who I do that with. And I think that's a very good question and a very smart question. Check out the Facebook pages of the people before you accept their friend requests.
What about if they're friends with other Plexus ambassadors that you are friends with? That's another red flag, isn't it?
In that case, I would accept their friend request, and I would send them a private message that says, you know, I see on your Facebook page that you're friends with so-and-so. Have they ever told you about Plexus? And then go from there. If they come back and they say no, I'll go back and say, well, you know what? They're your friend on Facebook. I think you need to check that. Think you need to give them a call and ask them about this. The other thing with that is they may be friends with another Plexus ambassador on Facebook the same way I got them as a friend on Facebook. It may not be a friendship or a relationship. So you can approach it like this. You know, I notice on your friendship, on your page, that you're friends with so-and-so. Have they, of course you're going to say, have they spoken with you about Plexus before? And in what regard? And just kind of feel it out and get a feel for it. If that person is friends with them just because of a Facebook post that was Plexus, then I would go ahead and build that relationship with them. But you have to make darn sure
Right.
that they do not have a Plexus relationship with somebody else.
Do you, okay, so you said that you did a search on Google for no rules garage sale groups.
On Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook.
Yes.
Now, what you did is you go to Google or you went to Facebook and did that?
No, I was on Facebook. I did an actual Facebook search that says no rules garage sale sites. And then it will bring up a page, and there's a little place at the top where you can click on groups. And you click on groups, and then all these groups will come up.
Okay.
And then you can and it takes some time to go through them and decide which ones that look good to you and which ones. I mean, there's many of them.
And they're all over the country, aren't they?
Yes, I have Florida, Ohio, Michigan. I'm everywhere. I'm all over.
And
Texas.
so do you bother, what do you do about your personal contact information, Sue, on your own Facebook profile? Do you block, do you, like, for example, hide your address or not have a personal location? Like, you're located in Tulsa, Oklahoma right now on this call, but do you take that off? Do you let everybody in the garage sale site know where you're located?
That's up to the person. It doesn't bother me for people to know where I am. Tulsa is a big city, and I'm not overly concerned. I have a concealed carry license, so I'm not particularly. Yeah, I like that. But if you are concerned about your privacy, yes, you can block where you're from, and you can be careful about the information that you're getting out. I'm just more careful about. I think at that point I've pretty much, by looking at their profile, I've decided and weeded them out at that point, whether it's somebody that I want to entertain as a friend. So, you just gotta be, it's like everything else in the world nowadays. You just gotta be smart. You just gotta be smart. And if you have a red flag that goes up, listen to that red flag.
Exactly. And I will say this, okay? I had a conversation with Christine, and I don't think she would mind me saying this, at breakfast the other day, and she happened to share with me, when she first sponsored me a long time ago, she said she would proudly, and I asked her this, I said, can I ask you this? And she's like, sure. And I said, when you first sponsored me, you said that you've never cold contacted anyone. And she said, Suzanne, I have not. I said, look, she said, I had about 350 Facebook friends when I first started, or maybe 450. But she says, I garage sailed like crazy, guys. That's what she did. And either her friends joined her that were hanging around that just wanted to join her real quick, or they watched her and eventually joined her. But she was always adding people to the fence from the garage sales. And when the special would come around, or when she would post, I'm looking for 3 people. I'm looking for 2 people. Some of those people on the fence started being ready to join her because she had so many racked and stacked on the fence that Sue is kind of talking to you about, like, get those people that are, she's adding friends every week or every month. Christine does not have to do garage sale posts very often now. Okay. She does maybe once a month. But I remember back when she was a senior gold ambassador, back when I was brand new and had nobody, she was doing them every week. Okay. Yeah. I would log in on Facebook, and she was doing garage sale posts every single week. She was adding friends to her friends list every single week. People were watching her all the time. And think about what you're doing. That's how you're networking, sitting at your home with your jammies on. You're not walking around the streets and going to Costco and down to the convenience store. You're sitting at home prospecting. So
exactly.
Think about that. And she even said to me the other day, the only reason I do garage sales now is to expand my network. It's not to make a sale, to get a new ambassador, because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get one right away, right? Yeah. You're going to add to the fence, and then eventually they're going to join you the more that you cultivate that relationship. So, Sue, any kind of reflections you want to make on that?
It's a very, very it's a process that you have to be patient with.
Yes.
Like Suzanne says, it's not going to happen overnight. You're making a new friend, and it's not going to happen overnight. I think it's important to understand too that is a way to build your business that will never be tapped out. Never be tapped out. You will always have people that you can approach. And one of the things I think that is important is that you not use the excuse of your coal market or your warm market is dead and I don't have a coal market and all that. So that's just semantics, and it's really not an excuse, because when you get on these garage sale sites, one of the things I do, and this is just a suggestion, and I know we're running late here, but I want to get this in here. When you I have about 1,200 friends right now on Facebook, and when I accept friendship with a garage sale person, I accept their friendship, but I unfollow them. And let me explain why I do that. Unless it's somebody that I know or something, because otherwise your feed is going to be bogged down from these garage sale friends that you really don't have a personal relationship with. They don't know that I've unfollowed them. I'm still friends with them. They're still seeing my site and my feed and everything that I put up, but I'm not seeing theirs. And so I'm not having to scroll through a bunch of feed from people that I really don't know. So I always accept their friendship once I've cleared them security-wise, for lack of a better word, and then I go ahead and unfollow them so that my feed is not bogged down with a lot of other stuff. And then, of course, I have the option at that point, if I develop a really good relationship with them, and they, even if they don't come on as a friend, as a ambassador or whatever, I can always follow them again. I know this person now, I want them on my feed, I can bring them back on my feed. But otherwise, my feed would be so bogged down from people that I really, really don't have relationships with at this point. So,
and I want to make a point on that. Facebook social credit, there's a thing called social credit, okay, on Facebook. And if you are not interacting with these people that you have just friended, and you do not interact, you don't like their posts, you're not commenting, they don't comment on yours, they are going to stop. I'm going to just say this, okay? Those new garage sale people are going to stop seeing a lot of your posts unless you have high-ranking social credit. Like every single day you have 40 comments on a post. Okay, now they're going to start to see it inadvertently, whether they're commenting on yours or not. Yeah. But if you comment on theirs, they comment on yours, you comment on theirs. Okay, so let me make a comment on, if you're going to do what she just said, if you're going to unfollow them, they're not going to show up on your news feed. You're not going to see their posts. You're not going to comment. You're not going to like. You're not going to do anything. But part of your follow-up during the week is to pull some of those cards out, and to inadvertently, you know that you've got to cultivate the relationship with Maria Ramos in Wisconsin. So you got to go to Maria Ramos's page and click like and comment on a few things, and that's your interaction with her for that week. Maybe for
you hit the nail on the head with that, and that's where I was headed next. Was it's important, like you say, it's important that Facebook contact be made with these people. But the advantage to having them unfollowed is I can make it part of my recall. So when I pull these people out of my box, I can go to their Facebook site, and I can go ahead and comment on something or whatever, because it's important that to get it out there further, that you have some interaction with them. There was something else I was going to say too, and I can't remember what it is now, so maybe it'll come back to me.
Think about that. I have a question for you, and I already actually know the answer. I'm going to let you answer it. Kelly wants to know, on your personal Facebook, once you start garage selling, did you stop putting less about your family, especially your children? She says, my family across the country sees my family more through Facebook. Do you make your Facebook page more directly and indirectly about Plexus, or is it more business? Okay, get ready. I'm going to hear what she says, and then I have something to say.
I am really, really purposeful about keeping my Facebook page balanced. I'm very, very purposeful about it. I do not want to vomit Plexus all over my Facebook page. And so I watch very carefully what I put up, and I balance it very, very well with if I do 3 posts a day, one of them may be 3 Plexus posts a day. One of them may be a personal Plexus post, a picture of me with something, and then I may do one about a product. But any of us, we're all under Chris and Susie McCall, and we've all had it drummed into our heads about not being salesy. So if I put 3 posts a day up about Plexus, I can tell you I've got twice that many personal posts up, because I don't want to come across as this is all she does anymore. And when you first become a Plexus ambassador, you have to be really careful to avoid that, because it's your first inclination is to just start spewing Plexus all over your Facebook page, and you'll get unfollowed. Suzanne and I both know how that is. I mean, people will just unfollow you. I wish, there's a part of me that wishes we knew who unfollowed us.
Yeah.
So that I could reach out again, but we just don't. And that's the Privacy Act, and that's good, But yeah, to answer your question, no, I'm very, very purposeful and methodical about what I put up on Facebook.
So I'm wondering if Kelly is asking the question because of offending some people, because of Plexus posts versus personal posts versus whatever, or are you worried about posting about your family and having all these strangers seeing about your kids and your family? Is that what you're talking about, Kelly? And if she wants to type something, she can. Because if that is okay, that's what I thought. She's worried that strangers are going to start seeing all her posts about her kids and all about her family and all things like that, and she wants those strangers to stay strangers, I guess, right? And the answer to that is?
The only thing that I would say to that, and I understand that concern, for me it's, my kids are all grown and raised, so for me it's not a particular concern. Suzanne, you help me out here if you think differently, but the only way I can see around that, if you are very, very purposeful about not wanting your private life fed out to people that you don't have a relationship with, the only real way around that I see is to have a Plexus business page. And if you have a Plexus business page, you can pretty much do that, and you're posting exclusively Plexus on that, and you're not. And I have my own opinion about a Plexus business page too, and we won't go there tonight. But
okay, so I have another answer, and it's going to be completely different than what she just said. Because if you only post on a business page, no one's going to see it, and you might as well forget it.
I'm not a proponent.
You're dead in the water. Okay.
Pages.
There are some people I know. There's a senior Ruby ambassador who has a business page, but she darn well posts on her own page as well. I mean, you can't just have it only on a business page and run up in the ranks. It's just not going to happen. And she pulled all of her friends into that page. And she said, if you don't want to be here and see my posts, you're welcome to leave. But this is going to be a page that's 100% about Plexus, about education, about our company and gut health and medical things and whatnot. And that's all she posts about there. So you're welcome to do that. But please continue to post about Plexus on your personal page. What I'm going to tell you, Kelly, is this, and everyone else, if you're worried about people that are strangers that you're friending, adding to your audience, and they're going to start seeing your little kids at home and your little this and your little that and their names and their this and that and the other, and you're afraid that they're going to be so exposed now, is what you do, and you're going to have to really get good at this, okay? You create a friends list that's just for your core friends, okay? These are your people that do not do Plexus. These are your family. These are the people that you interact with that are personal friends, personal, very close friends, acquaintances that you love and care about, but you don't spend all this time with, but you don't mind them seeing your family, okay? You're gonna have to go in, and what Facebook allows you to do is to create a separate list, and you add those people to the list. Mm-hmm. And so when you make a post about your children, okay, you can, at the top of right-hand corner of the post, you can have a drop down and it'll say family, acquaintances, and friends only. And so now all those strangers can't see it. Only your family, acquaintances, and friends, whatever list you call that, okay, family and friends, they can see those personal posts, those really private family kid things that you're, maybe you're going on there talking about a wreck that you recently had. You don't want all those strangers to read about it. Maybe you just have been in the hospital. You don't want all those strangers to read about it. Now, I don't have children. I have a husband and a dog. I am out there for the world to see. I don't get playing rat's butt. If I had a bad day and had a wreck, my new Facebook friend in Indiana that doesn't know me from Adam can see all about it, and I don't care. But then again, if I had children, I would feel the way you do. So what you do is you can go to YouTube and you type in the search in YouTube, how to make separate friends lists. Teach
on
yourself
Facebook.
On
Yeah.
Facebook. And you can separate your friend. Like I have separate Facebook friends lists. And guess what? I have one that's from my students. I have people that North Intermediate High School contacts. I have Plexus Worldwide. I have one for my team. When I friend somebody that's on my team, I immediately add them to the list of my team. So I know they are a part of my team. So if I wanted to go and post something and only have my team see it, I can actually do that. Not that I've ever done that before. Okay. I also have a list that just says non-Plexus. So I can literally go, listen to this. This is cool. On Facebook, I can go into those friends lists. I can click on the non-Plexus friends list, and it will repopulate my newsfeed to where I see only non-Plexus friends. These are people that are not in Plexus. And can you imagine not seeing any Plexus on a newsfeed? That's what all of my newsfeed turns into non-Plexus. So I've got political posts and guns and God knows what else, and their kids' pictures and, how to make a pie and some other junk, and instead my newsfeed is normally filled with all my friends in Plexus. So I'm just telling you, you're going to have to get savvy with Facebook. Is this work? Yeah, it's work. Okay. But is it worth it? Yes, ma'am. And you're going to do that on a computer. You're not going to do it on a phone. You have to do it on the computer. Once you do it on the computer, though, you pull up your Facebook app and you can change those lists. You can look at all those different lists right there. And when you add a friend, like let's say you friend somebody at your church, okay? Now you're going to have a list, church friends or non-Plexus friends or acquaintances, friends, and family. You can put them on that. And then when you friend somebody in a garage sale friends. I mean, you can have a list for them. I mean, you can make a list for anybody. And that's what you do, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's probably the best way to do it because I had a phone conversation with Chris McCall about business pages, and he advised me against a business page because we're so relationship oriented that our company is that people don't want to go to a business page. I have a business page. Do I ever use it? Nope. From the day Chris McCall told me it probably wasn't the best thing, I've never used it, So I think that's the best way to do it is just create your special friends lists, individual friends lists, and just pop those people into those lists. So any other questions?
Type them in if you got them.
I think we're putting everybody to sleep.
Hey, you know what? Let me tell you something, guys. This has been an incredible training, okay? This is enlightening. Angela and I did one probably 8 months ago. This is awesome. And it gives people nuts and bolts and how to and what to say and when to say it. And Sue is going to send me these documents and these little things that she's got. I have the links to where you can buy the brochures. I already have them pulled up on my computer. I've got the Bob Heilich video that talks about when they've not said anything to you in 3 times, you can say, hey, you know what? I'm going to take you off my list. Hey, Doc, how you doing? It's good to see you.
This is my man.
Dr. Barnes. So we've got it all for you. Thank you so much, Sue, for coming on and taking the time. Okay, Kelly says, I love it. I have 30 garage sale peeps I'm talking to. Okay, awesome. Okay, so this is amazing. And you know what? This is the way you're building your business. If your friends are sitting around being quiet and chirping at you nothing, then you go and you move on without them and you let them join you eventually, and you just build a business with garage sales. And that's what Christine did. Look, she's a diamond. Her friends eventually joined her. Okay, right? Yes? Okay. Can everybody see me? They locked up a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna sign off. We're gonna stop recording. Thank you guys for joining us, and I will put this up on the team page and get everything from Sue, and we will be good to go. Good night.